logging into our live stream regarding student and parent question time regarding our T-level deliveries, our programs, as well as the industry placements. My name is Graham.
And my name is Luke.
And we're just going to go into a quick T-level video just to give you an idea of what T-levels are being covered.
Welcome to the next level, TLevels, the post-GCSE qualification that combines in-class learning and work experience. It's the best of both worlds, where theory meets practice. It's the know-how. TLevels are designed with 250 leading employers, so students can focus on the knowledge and skills businesses really need today and tomorrow. The subject list is growing year on year, with 24 courses available by 2023. Each one opening doors to work placements, industry contacts, and career paths. One T-level is worth 3 A-levels. From here, students can go anywhere. Onto university, take on a higher apprenticeship, or launch your career and get straight into work. This is more than a qualification. Designed with employers, we're creating young people who are work-ready, full of fresh ideas and practical skills, ready to shake up the industry and take businesses to the next level. So what are you waiting for? Get clued up, skilled up, and leveled up. Opportunities are there for the taking. Get ahead. T-levels, the next level qualification.
Hopefully you found that interesting. I'm just going to go into a little bit of detail now about the T-level offer. We are part of Sparsholt College Group, and we operate across 2 campuses, Andover College campus in the town centre, and then Sparsholt campus near Winchester in Hampshire. I wonder if we can play the excellent. Okay, so the current offer, we've been running T-level programs for the last 2 academic years, and our very first T-level program at our Andover campus was in health, so a T-level in health with a subject specialism of adult nursing. And some of our second year adult nursing students are just about to go on to their clinical placement in hospital wards local to Hampshire, which is going to be very exciting for them. We run education and early years T-levels, and that's very much focused on childcare's provision, and students will be going into placement in nursery settings and also in reception year as well at school, just to get that range of experience from 0 to 7 years of age. And then we're running an on-site construction course with a specialism in carpentry joinery, and we're placing students, no surprise, with carpenters, joiners, with general builders who do carpentry work, and we're also getting some big construction companies who are offering some site management experience as well, which is fantastic for our students. In terms of what we're offering from this September, new in addition to what we're already offering currently, we have a new digital production design and development T-level program, and that's very much designed to encourage students who want to get involved in application development, software technician, test developer, programmer, that kind of aspect of the digital market. Management and administration, so that's business support functions within larger organizations, maybe business improvement as well, and some information management and management and team leading. To add to our on-site construction current offer, we're offering bricklaying. So those students who are keen to get involved with bricklaying, they can do a level 3 qualification, T-level qualification with us this September. We've also got engineering, manufacturing, processing and control, some very long titled names for some of our T-level programs, very much focusing on sort of the mechanical and electrical engineering processes. And then the maintenance, installation and repair for engineering and manufacturing, focusing on light and electric vehicles in particular. So that's a very exciting time moving forward with the electric vehicle side of the motor industry. And then lastly, at Andover, media, broadcast and production, very exciting area for students who are very much into their sort of broadcasting, podcasting, and maybe want to get involved with media and radio, etc. As far as what we're delivering at our Sparsholt campus this year, we've dipped our toe in the water with our livestock production program, TLevel program, and that's very much, as the TLevel title suggests, very much focused on livestock. So we've got students working in dairies, working with beef, cattle, with sheep, pigs, as well. So a whole range of farm livestock where students are getting hands-on experience as far as their placements are concerned. And then finally, in terms of what they'll be doing at Sparsholt or what the offer is from September, we're going into crop production, which is the arable side of the agricultural industry, and then the sort of horticulture and landscaping offer, where students will be coming in and working maybe in nurseries, maybe working with landscapers, as well as with maybe some, arboriculture establishments and gardens as well. Trees and woodland is very much arboriculture and forestry, so two pathways that students can undertake as far as that TLevel offer is concerned. And then one of our biggest areas at Sparsholt, animal management, where we tend to have more than 200 students per year coming onto course with us. And that's very much looking at the science route of animal management and then the behavior route, where it's very much more hands-on management of animals and looking after them in terms of husbandry, etc. And then finally at Sparsholt, we're land-based engineering. So big agricultural machinery and kit that students want to work with, and obviously the connection with Sparsholt, where they get a lot of practical experience as well on college campus. So those are the TLevels that we're currently offering and will be offering from this September. So hopefully that gives you a flavour of what you can expect. What we'd like you to do, and the whole purpose of this stream is for you to ask your questions, and hopefully for Luke and myself to be able to answer them. So we'd strongly encourage you to start putting into the chat your questions that you've got for us. They can be about the TLevels and specifically about the industry placement side of things as well. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ask Luke just to share a couple of common questions that we get asked at open events and when applicants are coming into college regarding the TLevel provision. So I'll hand over to Luke.
Thank you, Graham. A very common and popular question we get is, what is the TLevel equivalent to, especially looking at something like against an A-level? We've got quite a useful chart, which will hopefully just pop up in a minute. Will kind of gives a visual sort of cue of exactly how it works, because as the video did say, that it's worth 3 A-levels, the new TLevels. So as you can see, if you look at the chart in front of us, the grade down the side, this is the new TLevel grading. It's very simple, straightforward. It has got quite complicated in other areas in the past. You can see with three different grades, but with this, it's just one solid grade from D star down to P. And as you can see, if you look across, what's really useful about this chart is you can see how UCAS points are also affiliated with each grade, which is really important for students to understand, because TLevels is a path into university, but it gives you the equivalent against A-level. And then on the far side, the technical, that's what the TLevels are now taking over from. So as you can see, a D star is worth D star, D star, D star in the old sort of the old money qualification. So that's quite a nice simple sort of representation of how it works and what you would expect to be able to see at the end of your qualification and what it means and what you can do with that qualification. Another very popular sort of question, especially as being part of the industry placement team, is who finds the placement? And this is, we sort of take a collaborative effort from this. This is kind of mutual. We both want to try and do this, both the college, and we've also put an emphasis on the students themselves before they start college. We will contact you in the summer at the end of the summer term and throughout the summer, and support and speak to you about where would you like to work, where do you live. Location is vitally important because the students need to get there themselves one day a week, and we will work alongside the student to try and find. We do have a pool of really good quality employers, but they might not be next to where you want where you live, for example. It might be difficult transport wise. So we really encourage along with parents and students to try and find their own placement and come to college with that um, uh, with that placement in hand in September. That puts you in a great situation, sort of ahead of other students who might not have been found somewhere or haven't done that, because you've been able to contact them yourselves. Employers love that. They like to see the students coming forward, contacting them and speaking to them, not just sending in CVs, actually physically going in, either calling them on the phone or actually going into whether the business is and having that chat with them. That shows a real level of, sort of maturity. And the feedback we get from employers is they're far more likely to take on that student if they have that sort of initial conversation. So it's a collaborative effort. Students won't be left just to find it themselves, but we strongly advise that students from probably Easter onwards, before starting the course in September, really have in mind some places they would like to contact and speak to. And those students can also contact the college and say, look, can you help us contact those businesses, and we'll support them in however they want to do it. If they want to help them with a phone call, if you want to help them with an email, all sorts of different sort of ways would like to contact those employers, we will support that student in doing that themselves.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing that, Luke. We've just had our first question come through, and that's from Ethan. Ethan, thank you very much for your question. And I'm going to pick this one up as it's to do with agriculture. So Ethan's asking the question, hey, what's the difference between the T-level and the level 3 agriculture course? And are there different levels of T-levels? I'll answer the second part of that question first. There's one level of T-level. It's at level 3, and as Luke said previously, we're actually the T-level is equivalent of 3 A-levels. So it's that one level of T-level. There's no higher or lower level of T-level. It's just that one level, which again is that equivalent to the A-level, 3 A-levels. The difference between the technical course is what we're currently offering with some of our land-based provision at Sparsholt, and the T-level in that particular area that's either being delivered now or coming up from this September. There's a number of differences, really. The technical course is normally 3 days a week with an industry placement day and a study day, which makes up your 5 days a week full-time course. The T-level course structure will require you to be in 4 days a week. It's a little bit more technically demanding, and you may have heard sort of when you've looked at T-level information that some people are talking about it in terms of a level 3.5 rather than level 3. It is supposed to be more demanding. It's supposed to be more aligned to make sure that universities are happy to accept T-levels as an onward travel to an undergraduate course, if that's the route you want to take. So it will be more theory-based. There will still be practical involved, and you'll still have your placement day with the T-level, but very much is the case that it's 4 days a week. You'll get far more teaching time and instruction as far as that's concerned. So it's a slightly higher level of program compared to the old technicals, which will at some point in the next year be phased out. So hopefully that answers your question, Ethan.
Would you like me to take Ben's question?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So thank you, Ben, for asking. Are T-levels taking the place of level 3 courses? And if you want a short sort of answer to that, is yes, they are. They're looking to take over from the old sort of legacy, which we have of like the BTEC. Colleges are looking to take on these T-levels. You'll still obviously have A-levels, which are also obviously a level 3 qualification as well. But colleges, so the FE sector, the further education sector, is looking to sort of migrate all their old legacy BTEC kind of technical qualifications into these new T-levels eventually. They're going to happen at different rates. I can't give you an end date exactly, Ben, of when that's going to happen, when everything. But the plan, as far as we're aware from the government, is that all level 3 qualifications on the vocational side, which obviously Sparsholt is very strong, Andover has both A-level and technical qualifications, but those will be the two sort of programs colleges will offer. They'll either offer you the traditional A-level or they will give you the T-level technical qualifications going forward. So I hope that kind of answers it.
Okay, and interestingly, off the back of that, we run open events at both campuses, Andover and Sparsholt, and we have another Sparsholt event on the 2nd of March, and the next open event at our Andover campus is the 8th of May. But at those events, we tend to get involved with talking to parents and applicants, and I think October, when we ran our first open event for this academic year, I think our Prime Minister had just mentioned about the new Advanced British Standard qualifications that the Conservative government were keen to bring in. And everyone was panicking that T-levels had seemingly only just started, and were they now being replaced? And the qualification cycle does tend to take a good 8, 9, 10 years from conception to bring into reality and start delivering. And some of the initial information about this new Advanced British Standard that the Conservative government are talking about has T-levels as the backbone of that qualification. So T-levels, as Luke said, will be in the very near future the only offer at level 3 for the technical and vocational qualifications. So it's very much here to stay for the next 8, 9, 10 years. And that's the new qualification that most employers and universities will be looking to expect from students undertaking further education.
And also, rolling on, we were talking about it being a level 3 course. Often a very important sort of question is, do you need maths and English to go onto a T-level? And the short answer again is yes. As Graham said, it's a sort of 3.5 or 3.5 in terms of its level. It is meant to be harder. It is meant to be more challenging. And obviously, with the level of coursework, there are exams as part of the course. You will need English and maths at a grade 4 as a minimum requirement. This is something the government has said that we can move on, but as a college, we feel we've taken the line that no, we need our students to be of minimum of 4. That's across both Andover and Sparsholt. That students to be able to hit the standard and the level required. And it would be unfair on students as well if we were setting them up just to put them onto a course if they didn't have those skills. So there will be opportunities for students to try maybe other courses and work towards their maths and English to get onto a T-level. We're currently doing that at the moment, like a transition or a foundation, which is happening. So that's preparing students to make sure that they can hit the demands both for English and maths, which the course will inevitably will challenge students, because it is difficult, it is hard, it is challenging. So students will need to be coming in with a minimum of a grade 4 to the college to get onto a T-level.
And I think certainly some other questions that we've had from applicants and parents is about, I think Ben asked about Ethan was asking about the difference between the technicals and the new T-levels. A very big difference again is an employer set project. So on the technicals currently, students undertake an online exam, so a sit-and exam, which is invigilated. They also undertake practical assignments, which are assessed by college staff and then submitted to the awarding organisation that the qualification is with. But with the T-level, that still happens, but we also have an employer set project. And when Luke was talking about maths and English at least a grade 4 GCSE and above, you will be almost doing a little bit of project management with your employer set project, your assignment. And to give you an idea, with the T-level livestock production T-level students who started this academic year, they've been given a project of having a parcel of land, and they've got to select which livestock they're going to bring onto that parcel of land, and they've got to work out their costs as a business for setting up that livestock environment, and they've got to work out how they're going to make money from those livestock and what they'll end up with at the end. So it's a whole different sort of added value to the T-level program, where not only will you sit exams and undertake assignments, and be observed doing that, but you'll also be sort of set a project which will really get you to think about the business related to the TLevel you're undertaking and understand what goes on in the sector. And that's very much where the placement comes into fruition as well, where it gives you right across each of the 2 years you're studying with us an idea of what happens in business and whether there's any differences across the seasons and the times of year, and what businesses have to do to adapt. So that's really important.
I was
Do you
going to say, I've just seen another question come through, Graham. Yes. So thank you, Bethany. What happens if I don't complete the placement hours I need? So the placement itself is a crucial, vital part of the qualification. You have to pass that. You have 2 years to complete your placement hours. It varies. The vast majority seem to be around the 350 mark in terms of hours over those 2 years, but there are some courses, for example, around the childcare, which is larger hours, due to the nature of that course. Those courses traditionally always have more sort of hours because of the childcare needs and so forth. But the vast majority of them are around 350. It's not something to panic or worry about in terms, especially if you turn up on the course and you haven't got somewhere to start immediately. There is a certain level of preparation before you go on to these courses. So we will work with you in tutorials in class time to make sure that you have the skills and you're confident before going out there. So it's not like from day one you've got to start to be able to hit your hours. That isn't how it's going to work. But vitally, what's really important is to remember that you will need to pass this core section, being around the placement. That is a vital, and that is arguably the biggest difference between the TLevel and the legacy courses we do at the moment, the BTECs and so forth. There's that the key part, one of the key core essential parts of the qualification is the placement. So there's no getting away from that. It is something that has to be passed, but there's a huge amount of support around it. There's preparation building up to it. You're working through the summer beforehand with college staff like myself and Graham to prepare yourself before going in. So it's not like you're going to be dropped from a great height straight into it. There is a lot of support. So I don't envisage that being a huge problem for a lot of students, as long as they engage with us.
Okay, Catherine's sent us a question about travel options. So what are the travel options to Sparsholt if I live in Christchurch and I wanted to do the animal management course? Well, we have a finance, accommodation and transport team, Catherine, whose specific job is to make sure that there is transport coming into the college from all different areas, around the different counties surrounding Sparsholt. So we have transport coming from Christchurch, Ringwood, Bournemouth, etc. So we have coaches that pick up at certain points, and you can look at those options and book and pay for that transport availability. So we have a team based at the college, and you can find us certainly if you look at the Sparsholt website and you can have a look at transport. You should be able to find the appropriate address. But if you wanted specific information about next year, obviously prices will increase come September, or change at very least. So while we can give you some indication of what it costs now to get transport that we put on for students, then obviously there'll be a slight change in that come the September start. But we can certainly provide you with initial information as far as that's concerned.
And there is a question coming here from Millie, specifically around nursing. I can see, what kind of things do you get taught on TLevel nursing in Andover? So the nursing is adult nursing. I'm not a specialist in that specific area, but what I do know is we've got a brand new high spec ward set up at the college, where a lot of the academic side is taught in-house, but also students are sent out on a placement. Again, a lot of it's locally to Andover. Depending where you live, we will help source you find somewhere. But it's very important that students are aware, from what I know of the course. Again, I will stress I'm not a specialist in that area. And if you want to be, if you want some real sort of specialist answers to your questions, Millie, I would strongly advise you come into one of our open events at Andover over the coming. I think there's one in May. Coming is the next one. We've just had one last night. Unfortunately, you just missed it. But it is adult nursing, and that is something I really stress with all students. Oh, the 8th of May. Thank you. It's the 8th of May. We've got our next open evening at Andover. So those are the kind of questions you would want to ask the subject specialist teacher, but I can just give you a very sort of rough sort of idea that it is that's a heavily weighted course in terms of you must go out into adult nursing sector. So it's very different to the nursing within the NHS of a hospital. That's sometimes a bit of confusion. So I hope that helps, Millie, so you understand that there is an adult nursing section to it.
And you must come to Andover and see the facilities. We've got a mock hospital ward. We've got 2 wards, 8 beds. So you must come and have a look at that and get shown around and the interaction you can have with our patient. I think they were called Juno. I'm not sure if they've changed, but we've got some real high-tech facilities where you can actually undertake some basic observations and assessments with a mock patient in the hospital ward. So you must come and see that. It's absolutely fantastic. Shall I pick this one up about agricultural management? So
Please.
Giuseppe has asked on behalf of his son, my son is currently doing the level 2 agricultural management with you. Will he automatically transition onto the T level, or does he need to apply to you again? We will ask, we don't automatically progress students. We obviously will have a very good idea if we've got current students with us and there's an opportunity for them to progress to a T level. So some of the factors will again be about the Maths and English GCSE grades, making sure we've got those level 4 and above grades. So if your son is due to take any Maths or English this year with us, Giuseppe, then we'll wait for the outcomes of those. And then we would always encourage students to apply, and we talk to our current students about progressing on to the next appropriate courses, whether that's a different course or a different level of course. So those conversations will be had with your son, and we'll absolutely make sure that if he's eligible, he can apply for those courses, and we'll make sure he gets a place as far as that's concerned if he meets the requirements for the course.
And Ben has asked a question along the lines of are T-levels done on the Sparsholt campus? Yes, all the T-levels are done on the Sparsholt campus, also done obviously in Andover. A lot of you'll spend 4 days a week on the Sparsholt campus if you're doing a T-level, and 1 day out. So you won't be able to do your placements on campus. Is maybe what you're asking there, Ben. You won't be able to do that. That's something we aren't allowed to do. You must go off campus and into an actual business somewhere where we know you can get those sort of, it's really outside of college, those kind of some of those soft skills you'll be developing, just the ability to turn up and develop those basic skills to start with in your first year, and then it progresses over the next sort of 2 to 3 terms of the first year. And you're going to sort of broaden your strength in terms of the knowledge of whatever you choose to do. So it's really important that you're doing your placement outside of college. You'll have to do that, but you will be on campus. Yes, you will be doing the T-level, the teaching, the learning. A lot of the technical stuff you'll be learning will be on the campus at Sparsholt.
Okay, we've got a couple more minutes before the live stream is due to end. I think if you've got any more questions, then please do ask those and put those in the chat. Another question we get asked quite a lot is about universities. So for those students who are coming onto a T-level at level 3, and they're keen to maybe use that to go into university afterwards. And some of the questions are, do universities accept T-levels as they're relatively new? And I think there was, like there is with any brand new qualification scheme, it takes universities a little while just to get their heads around that. But certainly now, for the last open event, I printed off a list from a government website, and it was 5 pages long of 40 plus universities on each page of universities who do accept T-levels. And of course, we have a university campus at Sparsholt, and we do very much encourage students, if they enjoy their time at Sparsholt and Andover colleges, to actually come and undertake a undergraduate course, degree course with us at Sparsholt as well. So again, we've got a university-based website. So please have a good look at that to give you an idea of what you might be able to progress onto once you've finished your T-level journey with us. Okay, it is now 5:30. Thank you ever so much for joining us. We do really appreciate you giving up part of your evening. If you do have any other questions you think of once the stream is finished, then please put that through to our marketing team, and that's marketing@sparsholt.ac.uk. Again, you should be able to find that information on both Andover and Sparsholt website. Thank you once again. Hopefully we've answered your questions. We do look forward to seeing you, hopefully starting with us in September.
Thank you. Bye.